Okay,
Are we starting?
let's do it. Yeah, we're gonna start now. 5 minutes in. It's okay.
Welcome back. Welcome back to episode 47. I think I got it.
Cole, just try a different intro. All right, try new intro this time. Every time we try a new
Oh, okay.
intro. Okay.
Ah!
That's just screaming.
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay.
You ever just
No.
like fake scream? You ever do that to hype yourself up about something or?
No, I won't fake scream, but sometimes when I'm coaching and I'm just a little not annoyed, but I'm just like I'm a little tapped out. I'll just. The Jake Paul Tommy Fury fight. We didn't watch it.
No, I wasn't paying for that.
We are going to talk about it. We don't watch much boxing. We are 100% experts on boxing.
I will say, when I was younger, I used to watch not a lot of boxing, but my dad was big into boxing. So, like, I watched the famous Manny Pacquiao Juan Manuel Marquez fight. I watched the Manny Pacquiao, and that's the only fight I really remember. But I watched a few different boxing matches as a kid.
Did you watch any of the? Did you watch the highlights of this?
Yeah, I watched the highlights of this match, and the general consensus from what I read some comments, Twitter, Reddit, all that kind of stuff. The general consensus is that it was a boring fight with a mediocre boxer and a YouTuber that lost to a mediocre boxer.
Dang.
Yeah, which kind of, like that, it kind of stings,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a boxing expert, and I'm sure the people in the comments aren't boxing experts, but I'm sure they watch boxing more than me. So I don't know. I watched the highlights, and I kind of felt like there wasn't that much interesting moments in it. I don't know.
I watched the highlights. I don't know, 30 minutes ago. It didn't seem terrible. It obviously they both know how to box. I mean, Tommy Fury arguably has been a boxer for longer, but when I was listening, it was a Joe Rogan episode, and it was Chris DiStefano, and those guys. I think Chris, he's a comedian. I think he really enjoys boxing. He's watched a decent amount of it, and obviously Joe Rogan's a commentator for MMA, and he does also say he's like, I'm not a boxing commentator, but I am someone that knows a decent amount about fighting. And what he said about the fight is there's two things that got clarified from watching it. Was that Jake Paul is a legitimate fighter. He is a legitimate boxer. Whether he's amazing or anything along those lines.
Yeah.
In that sense. And then I can't remember what he said the second thing was. I just completely blanked it. But I don't know. I mean,
I will say
he did win $30 million though, and he lost, which is crazy.
It was just a cash grab, I think. I mean, and that's what most boxing matches with YouTubers are. But I will say the comments weren't calling him not a boxer. They were just saying he's not a good boxer, basically. Yeah. Which is, I think, fair to say, I guess.
The Paul brothers are just... Their ability to grab people's attention in any way, shape, or form is, especially lately, is impressive. I mean, Logan Paul... Have you watched Logan do any of the WWE stuff he's doing?
No.
Really? Oh, dude, I might have to pull up a clip. Logan Paul in the WWE is actually phenomenal. Like he's actually, I'm going to pull up a clip right now. It's I can't believe you haven't seen any of it.
No, dude, I don't. I try to avoid their content as much as possible.
Well,
not because I'm, well, I kind of am a hater, I guess. I'm not a big fan of theirs.
Okay, let's see. Roy, I'm going to make sure I get the right clip here.
Yeah, most of the comments were talking about the fact that Jake Paul kind of had one combo and he didn't have anything else. So he kept just kind of throwing that combo, which was a big old haymaker, leaving himself open. And then Tommy Fury technically looked better, but he had a bunch of jabs and nothing to really follow up the jabs. So he would open up a combo and then he'd have nothing to really finish. So,
dude,
for you boxing fans out there, I'm not entirely sure what all of that means, but I'm just relaying the information that I read.
Sounds good to me. It sounded great. All right, watch this. You can see this, right? screen? See my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, watch this. This is insane. Just the acrobatic. Watch this. I know. If you're not watching, you can't see what. Just.
Dude, it's
hold
so
on.
goofy. I'm sorry. It looks so goofy. You have these people laying on the ground.
Yeah, well, it's because the Royal Rumble. Watch this. I mean, that's pretty crazy. I mean, that is. I mean, he just committed to that.
Yeah.
And then he also tore his MCL in one of the fights.
Really?
Yeah. There's another highlight with him and Roman Reigns. I won't play it. Okay, let me take this down though. Yeah, so that was.
I don't know, man. I mean, dude, wrestling is so goofy. It is so goofy.
Oh, it's the SummerSlam one. I don't know if I can find that.
I can't get over how wrestling is so stupid.
It's got a huge fan base.
But I mean, it's like watching a reality TV show. I feel like there's storylines and they follow those storylines. And I know it's like scripted, but not scripted, but scripted. And I also do understand that like the pain that there is real. Like the hits are real. I get that. But the whole like scripted thing is really kind of stupid to me.
Yeah. Well, this is a good question, I think. This makes so many people angry. If thousands of people listen to this, there would be several.
Yeah, like if we got niched into the wrestling fan base.
Well, not just the wrestling. What do you think is? I'm just gonna say it. What do you think is more stupid, WWE or NASCAR?
Ooh, I'm gonna go with. For the longest time, I was a big NASCAR hater, but I'm gonna go with WWE is stupider.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the cars are going at like 200 miles an hour. Yes, they're going in a circle,
but the skill level involved to maintain something going that fast and the maneuvers that you have to make, and it's a lot of effort. I don't know.
Yeah. What's stupider than NASCAR? I agree with that too. NASCAR is crazy intense. Yeah. And then Tommy Fury. Did you hear the story about if he lost, his family was going to basically just disown him and he couldn't carry the Fury name anymore?
Are you serious?
Yeah, you didn't hear that?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of don't disagree with the family. Yeah, that would be tough. That'd be a tough one to swallow for sure.
Tommy,
I mean, his brother is kind of insane. So
I do want to see. So if you've listened to the podcast, at least, I don't know, 5-10 episodes, you would know that we watched Love Island and The Bachelor, and I didn't know that Tommy Fury was on Love Island.
That's the only reason I like halfway cared about the fight.
I'm looking him up
because if you don't know, Tommy Fury was on season 4, season 5. What season are we watching?
I don't even know.
Or like
I'm watching the same season like 30 times.
Yeah, it's because it's so long. I think he's on season 5. And me and Aaron watched that season. And so, yeah. So that's the only reason the fight was actually relevant to me. Because otherwise, he's not the guy from Love Island for you. He's the guy who has a famous boxing brother.
And dad, right? Or is it his
Maybe
brother?
dad. I think Tyson Fury's his brother.
Why was I thinking it's his dad?
God, I don't think it's his dad. I don't think it's his dad. I really don't think it's his dad. This is two guys Googling right now. That's where we're at.
Well, I was on the last episode.
Yeah, siblings, Tommy Fury and Tyson Fury.
Yo, we know so much about boxing.
Tyson Fury has so many kids.
Tyson Fury is
6 kids? Jeez.
They don't look there's no way they're full brothers. They don't even remotely look like each other.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I mean, Tyson's way taller. They have completely different physiques. And then Tommy, he's got those crazy looking eyes.
Well,
his eyes are insane.
Tyson and Tommy are in 2 different weight brackets too. So it's probably just the way they're like their body's made up. I mean, Tyson Fury's 6'9" and like 270. And Tommy Fury is 6 foot and like, I don't know. Well, I don't know what he weighed in at, but
yeah,
you know.
big dudes. But yeah, they're on Love. I didn't know he's on Love Island.
Yeah, he's on Love Island, and so that was the only reason it was relevant to me.
Yeah. What was it? I don't know if I told this story before, and have I told the Bruce Buffer, Michael Buffer story on here?
I don't know who either of those people are.
Okay, I'll tell that story. It's kind of relevant to boxing it's relative to boxing and MMA. This is a crazy story, and I don't remember. I've heard him tell part of it on 2 different podcasts. I think I initially heard him tell it. His name is Bruce Buffer. Bruce Buffer tell the story actually on the Logan Paul podcast.
Yeah.
So it's all connected. So let's go over the story. Bruce Buffer and Michael Buffer. Okay. 2 different names. It's going to get a little confusing as I go. Not really, but Bruce Buffer was on a podcast telling the story. Bruce Buffer is the younger brother of the Buffers. So far, so good?
I think so.
Okay. So Bruce Buffer, the younger brother, was like incredibly successful very young. He was very much an entrepreneur. He started this business, started that business. He tells the story way better. I'm going to do it very quickly. And he's actually really fun to listen to. And he worked in, I think, telecommunications. And when he was 29 years old, he was watching boxing. And he sees a guy on there, and his name is Michael Buffer. And Michael Buffer is the guy that says, "Let's get ready to rumble." He's that guy. Okay. So he's the commentator for boxing. And Bruce sees him commentating. He's like, "What the heck?" And he has the same last name. He didn't know they were brothers yet. At 29 years old.
Ah, dude.
29 years old.
Dude.
He sees him on the TV, and he's like, same last name, and he kind of looks like me. And he tried to look him up in the phone book because he was very much in that kind of area business where he could look it up, and he couldn't find him. So he went and asked his dad at 29 years old. And he goes, "Yeah, that's your half brother." He just didn't tell him about.
Come on, dude.
And then that story gets longer and longer as far as like why his dad didn't tell him. But he ended up reaching out, getting to know his brother, and Bruce ended up becoming his manager. This gets better. Hold on. Bruce ends up becoming his manager. He starts patenting and copywriting that slogan of "Let's get ready to rumble." Okay. And you also know exactly who Bruce Buffer is, but you don't know that Bruce Buffer is, because Bruce Buffer is the commentator for the MMA, and he's the guy that says, "It's time." They're brothers, and one's the commentator for boxing and one's the commentator for MMA. And they both have very copyrighted and notable lines that they use that you've heard before.
That's crazy.
They didn't know they're brothers, and now, he manages. And then I think Disney got sued one time because one of the characters said, "Let's get ready to rumble," and it
can't say that. Didn't pay him.
Can't say it.
Didn't pay him.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to bleep it out on this. We're gonna get sued.
No, we're fine.
Yeah, it's a really cool story, and Bruce Buffer is just a really cool guy. He tore his ACL jumping up in the ring when he was commentating one time. He torn both his ACLs actually. Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
Yep, that's my story. I would say go listen to the full episode of Bruce Buffer on Logan Paul, because it's pretty interesting. That whole story is crazy. Yeah, that's what I got. All connected. Kind of a fun little story there.
That is kind of weird.
Oh, it's insane. I mean, it's way more insane than that.
I wonder if my life's going to have any of those kind of moments. I feel like no, right?
I don't think so. Yeah. Sorry.
You think you have a brother out there?
No, I mean, I do have a brother, but I don't think I have a half brother.
Yeah, but
anywhere.
Just like floating around somewhere.
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
Have you ever found your doppelganger? Or have people like texted you and been like, "Hey, this person looks like you"?
I have 2 stories for you, Cole.
Okay.
One of them is one of my favorites.
Okay.
So I would say, the show The Arrow?
Maybe.
It's on the CW. It's called The Arrow. It's a comic book show, and I guess it came out on the CW 10 years ago or something. And the main character's name is Stephen Amell.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I don't know why. I don't know why I was thinking this, but yeah, I watched like 7 seasons of that. I'm so stupid. Anyways.
Okay. So
I kind of see it.
Yeah. There's, depending on my hair, my beard, whatever, there's a similarity between me and him. And one of my athletes would say this, not all the time, but they're like, you look like the dude from Arrow. Like, do you look like the dude from Arrow? I was like, yeah, there's some similarities for sure. And they came in like a week later, and it was one of their friends sent them a picture, and they're like, and underneath the picture that they sent him is like, doesn't this dude look like Stephen Amell from the Arrow? And they had snapped a picture of me randomly out in public and sent it to them, and like, yeah,
See?
that's my trainer. So it was like a reverse doppelganger effect.
I
and they're like,
see
yeah,
it though.
yeah. So that was one. That was one of the stories. And then the other one is one of my really good friends, Travis. He was actually in my wedding. He was one of my groomsmen. He looks like he would not be a doppelganger, but he looks like he could 100% be my brother. And we're nowhere even like, we're not blood related at all.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Do you have a doppelganger? I know one of your friends has a doppelganger. We had one of your friends.
Yes. We did run into my friend's doppelganger. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah, no. Hobby Lobby.
I don't think anyone looks like me. I'm unique.
You're so unique. No one looks like you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's all the only ones I have though. But the Arrow thing, that was crazy. She like showing. She was like, "Were you at Starbucks last week?"
I'm kind of freaking out now because every time I look at you now, I see it.
Yeah, I do look someone like Stephen Amell. That's all we got. I'm not going to pull up any pictures for anyone to see. If you've never seen the show,
look it up on your own.
Yeah, that show was okay.
Well, it was fine until like season 5, and then it just like kept going, dude, and kept going. He like died, but didn't die, but died like at least 6 times throughout that series.
Yeah. It's okay. It was fun in the beginning, and then it just keeps going on. Well, the issue with some of those CW shows like that and The Flash is they just have every season has like 25, 30 episodes. And
it's too long. Like it's too much.
45-minute long. There's all these fillers.
It's too much.
Like, yeah. But the Mandalorian did come out yesterday, and it's something Cole needs to watch. So we can talk about it.
I don't watch it, and I'm not against it. I just haven't watched it.
You should definitely. It's something we could talk about on the pod. So you're now obligated to have to catch up on 2 other seasons and start the 3rd season. I'm just kidding.
Fine, it's fine. I'll do it.
Do you watch Outer Banks? Just came out with their 3rd season. Have you watched that show?
No. Aaron's watched that show, but I haven't. Have you seen it?
Cole, you're missing out on 2 very clickbaity
like I'm not. I feel
shows.
Like I'm not.
No, you're missing out on 2 clickbaity shows that we could talk about on the podcast.
All right,
put in my thumbnail.
Fine. I'll watch that too.
I heard several stories that when the 3rd season of Outer Banks came out, of people skipping class or waking up at 3:00 in the morning when it dropped to watch the first episode or watch a couple of the episodes.
3 a.m.
Which is crazy. It's not that good of a show.
Yeah, but why would they drop the episode at 3 a.m.? You know it's most popular in America. Drop it at like 8 p.m.
I guess because the West Coast, it would be midnight. So like 3 p.m.
Maybe.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Maybe that's the reason. I just did that quick math.
Weird.
You see that?
That was good. That was better than today. We were at the gym today, and Brandon did not know how to do any math.
Well,
how would you rate your math skill on a scale of 0 to 10?
Well, so yesterday we were doing something in class. I'll rate it at the end. We were doing something in class, and I was trying to do quick multiplication tables, and I was like, that was kind of slow for me. And then I was like, if you don't use it, you lose it. But I wasn't doing great in my math today. But then when you were asking me about calories for food, I was nailing that because I used that more. So I'd say my math skills, if I practice them more, multiplication is just memorization. But when it comes to calories, you ask me a question of food. I mean, we can even let's do it right. I'm gonna do it live.
All right, fine.
Pick out.
Okay.
Pick out some food.
Actually, did you see how much the quad Whopper? How many calories that has?
The quad. No, I have no clue. The quad, is that 4 patties?
It's 4 patties.
Oh, geez, that one's gonna be a little bit harder for me to do. I'll still try to guess. So Cole asked me at the gym, we were talking about Cane's. I hit that one almost on the money. I was 30 calories off. And then Domino's Pizza, I was like 50 calories off. And then
I was very impressed.
I was really good on numbers. So Quad Whopper. What was the original Whopper? You didn't ask me. It was like 900 something, right?
Well, I'm seeing conflicting information here.
All right, well, get something that isn't conflicting. Ask
me.
All
right,
and I'll answer
never mind. So we'll do this, but You can't rate it. So the Baconator from Wendy's is like 900 calories.
Mm-hmm.
And that has bacon and 2 patties. This has, it's not a Whopper, but it's a quad BK stacker. So how many calories do you think it has?
Does it have all the bacon on it like the Baconator does?
No, I think it just has cheese.
Oh. This might be a little high with the bacon, not having the bacon, but you got 4 patties on there, so I would go 1,100.
It's only 820.
Dang it. Okay.
Which
ask me a different one. Here, let's go. I don't know. Let's say double quarter pounder from McDonald's. How much do you think it is?
With
and
cheese
that is
or
Cole
without?
Googling, not me.
Yes, that's I'm
with
Googling.
Cheese. With cheese, double quarter pounder. How much do you think? We should really look it up.
I think it's going to be in the over 1,000 for sure.
Over 1,000 for a double quarter pounder?
I think so. I think it's going to be about no, not that much. Probably 1050 is my guess.
I'm going to go 750.
740. Wow.
That's how good I am at this
game.
game.
I'm impressed. All
right, give me another one. Come on, hit me.
Okay. I
like this game.
No more burgers. Let's do something different. Let's do a meatball sub from Subway.
Footlong?
Yeah, we'll do footlong. Or no, 6-inch. That's just what popped up. So this is no toppings.
So just like sauce, meatballs,
and the bread.
Okay. No cheese. 6-inch, probably about 4 meatballs. I don't know the size of meatballs.
Yeah, it's about 4.
I'm gonna go with 475.
458.
Yeah, buddy, I'm good at this game.
I'm very impressed.
I just know the general like ratio of like what something
like
kind of
relatively,
yeah,
like the fat, protein, and carb ratio, and then you just like figure it out.
Yeah, I just kind of math it. And then I just know I know a general. Yeah, I know a general, especially with fast food. It's pretty simple,
dude.
Yeah. So you're trying to call me out on my math. So my math skills when it comes to calories, pretty spot on.
I'm impressed. But yeah, no, what got us talking about that was a 10,000 calorie challenge, and I think I could do it. Now, for you, the viewer, you have to do something in order to make me want to do it. You have to click the subscribe button, okay? As soon as we hit 10,000, then I will do it.
10,000. I've been
just maybe a good enough number. Honestly, I just want to eat. So please hit that button, and I'll probably do it at some point.
As long as we hit 120 followers, which I think we already have that.
We already have that. But hey, please hit it, and I will eat, and we will document it.
This is the reason Cole is so confident. This is how he presented it to me this morning.
This is an important thing to present. Yes.
Yeah. He asked me initially. The initial question that started all of this, I guess, was how many calories do you think is a large Domino's pizza? And then I said, what, like 2,200?
No, well, you lowballed it a little bit, like at 1,800, and then you started at 2,000, and then you went down to 1,800.
No, I started at 2,200.
Oh, maybe you did. Okay.
Yeah. And then I dropped. I was like,
oh, that's right, because you nailed it.
Yeah. And then you told me what the slice was. So so 2,200.
Yeah.
And
basically,
said, well, that's just
all of it is 2,250.
Yeah. And Cole was like, well, I could just eat 4 of those and you'd be fine.
Yeah, I'm pretty much there. You know, I know it's not that simple. I understand it's not that simple. Okay. But in my mind, that's how I rationalize it.
Okay, let's do this.
I could eat a large pizza. And that had no toppings on it either.
All right, so we're gonna go. Let's map out a 10,000 calorie challenge day. Let's do it right now. So, pizza, would be 22.50, right?
22.50.
All right, now let's go Caniac combo,
dude, and that's like a solid lunch. Like it's tough, but it's a solid lunch. And so Caniac combo calories is 1,780.
All right,
and that gets us not halfway there, but that's like almost halfway there.
How many does that include the sauce though? Because the sauce is going to be like 150 calories.
I think so. I think that's like everything.
Okay, so 1,780, and then let's throw in at the end of the day. You want to do like a pint of Ben and Jerry's ice cream?
That's a lot, though. I don't know if I could eat that much ice cream, but like brownies or cookies, I could down, dude.
Okay, look
like
up some cookies.
Chocolate chip cookies. Like what's the one you can just the slice and bake at Kroger? What is that brand? Is that Toll House?
Yeah.
Toll House cookies calories. Here we go. Okay, one cookie, and obviously it depends on how big the cookies are, but like 180 calories per cookie.
All right, how many cookies you eating?
Oh, fresh out of the oven, dude? No, 8.
Gonna go
Easy.
8? Dude, you're okay. All
right, I'm not
cookies.
And like I know this is one of those things that people are like, dude, come on, you're lying. I'm just saying I've made cookies before, and I go crazy on them.
All right, so 8 cookies at how many calories? We'll do the math.
180.
All right, so 8 times 180. Okay, and we'll have to do the math in a second.
And we can lowball these things too and see how it works. But
yeah, I'm trying to find. I know.
So now I need a little breakfast too.
Yeah. All right. What breakfast are you gonna do? Just go like what do we say? First watch.
Yeah. First watch. I usually get French toast there, but that might be too filling. Let's see. First watch, French toast.
I can't find this. Okay. Oatmeal. I have something that I think I could put in there that'd be pretty calorie dense that I know I could smash. It's gonna sound weird, but I need to know the calorie content first.
Okay. 4 pieces of French toast at first watch. 750 calories.
All right. So your breakfast is, you said 750?
Yeah, and then I probably add some bacon or something. So let's just round up to 1,000. I want to see where I'm at because I feel like I could do this.
All right. Are you doing the math, or
I'll calculate it.
All right. So you're at 2250.
Okay.
Plus 1780.
Okay.
Plus 800 times 180.
Okay, 180 times 8, right?
Yeah, 180 times 8. Sorry, that's 1440. I can do that for you, and then plus 1,000.
Oh, well, thanks. Okay, so 1440,
and then plus 1,000.
I still don't think I'm close.
Yeah. Where are you at? See how it's daunting?
6470, dude.
Oh, and you still have to eat more.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't think I can do that. Yeah, and that's a lot of food. That's breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and dessert.
Yep. It's when it like that. You could probably be fine there, and I
that's like 2/3.
Yep, that's what happened when Lauren and I did it. Is we got to a part where I was like, I'm fine. We did a caniac, we did donuts, and then like it was like I'm only at like 6,000, and I just don't want to go anymore. Yeah, the one that I was looking at was I could smack some oatmeal cream pies. I don't know why.
Oh, dude, how many calories did those have?
Those are 330.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm. Like that's not bad.
Easy, dude. 3 easy.
Little what are they? Little Debbie's oatmeal cream pie. I could down some of those.
Wow. Okay. I think we might be able to do this. You know what? No. Like I said, for you watching at home, if you want to see this, please click that button.
It's
I will do it. Honestly, I will do it.
It'd be so miserable. It's what you have. It's like you have to mix up savory and sweet too. Like if you have just too much like
yeah, that's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt.
So you're at like what? How many calories you at? Sorry,
you got to finish 6470, dude.
All right. Well, you got like 3,000 more calories to go. Come on. What do you eat?
I don't know. Like what's good? I could have I have these almonds that I've been eating. They're at my desk. It's gonna fill you up. I know. I'm looking at stuff. I'm trying to think about stuff.
I think you'd have to go burger. I think a burger in there somewhere.
Just like a random burger. Dude, I'm telling you, if I did a Baconator, which I kind of downed last night.
Yeah, you just have to get something that you can. It's not gonna.
Baconator is 920 calories, so that gets me at 7,000. No, 7,300.
You have to start blending up ice cream to get there, like, and shrinking it.
Know, dude. Maybe like a large McDonald's fry. Oh, what about like
So not good.
drinks? What about like drinks? Like how much
So
is?
that's cheating.
Oh, is that
You
cheating?
can't. It's cheating. You can't drink. You can't drink like sodas. Or
Yeah,
like
just
Gatorades.
like yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because that would be so easy because you would just like pee it out, I guess.
Yeah, I mean you'd be filled from it, but you can't do drinks. It has to only be food.
Oh,
Yeah, see, that's how hard it is.
All right, maybe I give up, but we'll figure it out someday.
It might be done. 10,000 calories. I think it.
Dude, I really could down some cookies. Like,
I think what we could do would be more realistic because I know the 10,000 calories. It's just miserable at a certain point. To make it more enjoyable, it would be way more fun. Is if we just split it and I did 5, you did 5. It's just way more fun.
Yeah, that'd be easier too.
You just go 5 and 5. It's not. It's because once you hit 5, it's like, whew, that was fun, and then like I'm done. You know.
Okay,
like,
what about just like contest? See how many both of us can eat, and who can win.
Like eat the most calories in a day.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
So it doesn't have to be 10,000.
Yeah, I don't know if I want that battle. I'd give up early. I would just like, all right, I'm good.
Weak-minded.
Yeah. I'm eating stuff. I wouldn't have a hard time tapping out. What was it's I was thinking about like different competition offs. We could start like we'll play like basketball game against each other, or we could play.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I like that.
I haven't played basketball in so long. I would love to play some like some basketball.
I'm not good, so I could dribble. I could dribble pretty well, but I don't know. Shooting the ball, so bad. Yeah, I wish Crunch had a hoop.
Yeah,
although it would always be taken.
Yeah, that's true. LAC used to have a
Siri. God, did your watch do that? Wait, you don't have an Apple Watch, do you?
Yeah. No. I refuse. I refuse. All right, we just went off on a random just tangent on that.
Yeah, it kind of lasted a while. That's fine. What were we talking about before? We were talking about Tony Jury and Love Island.
Yeah. Oh, that's where I was going to go. Okay.
So what do you want to talk about now?
Well, yeah, I was going to go. So The Mandalorian, and it's not about that at all. The Mandalorian and Outer Banks. The reason I say it's like a clickbaity thing. Yesterday, I was in a pinch to get the full podcast up on YouTube and then to get the clip up. And the thing that just, dude, it takes so long is doing a thumbnail. I'm gonna have to show you. Well, I'm gonna show you. The issue is you have to get a name of the episode that people will potentially click on or just hover over as they're scrolling, and then you also have to
choose my names. My names are always the best.
What is that?
My names for videos. I have good.
Oh yeah, no,
I have good names.
I've used a couple of them.
I know
I did the.
If you're ever struggling though, you gotta just text me.
I will text you the names. The LeBron one that I put up yesterday. The clip it said I put LeBron deserves the hate ? That was that one. So that was a couple of them I definitely used. But the issue is when doing the thumbnails, you have to freaking take all the backgrounds out of all these pictures. So I have to go to Photoshop, take the background out, put it back up, and it's like the thumbnails yesterday took me an hour and a half, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder
if anyone cares, but it's just so you know, when you see those thumbnails, it's not like a 2-second project. All those people putting time into YouTube, it is a skill set that takes forever.
It kind of is. I remember I was listening to a podcast. They were talking about their thumbnail ability and like what they do to get a thumbnail and stuff.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of effort and energy.
Yeah, if only I was. Yeah, it is the most nuisance part of putting stuff up, but you got to get people to click on it. Or like I just finished. I'm actually really glad I'm done with that, and it wasn't as effective as I thought it would be, and that's okay. The 30-day challenge of getting 10,000 followers. I'm so glad I'm done with that because it just felt like I had to put videos up, and I think at the end of it, it was 200 followers gained.
Hey, what are you going to do,
But during that whole process, I did learn more about what's going to pop or editing.
I think that's I think that's always a win, is just kind of understanding and seeing what works and what didn't work, you know?
Yeah. Just that in a month I've learned, because I don't even know. I think I probably put out at least 20 videos on TikTok, if not more.
I think you
And
did
then,
more.
yeah. And then on
I
the
think you only
shorts, I had
missed
it.
like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, some of those days were basically just like, all right, I think I need to let the TikTok cool off and make them want me to have them. They needed to have me back. They even needed. It's because someone told me that they changed up some of the algorithm of what TikTok pushes out is based on what TikTok wants to push out. Like on the For You page, they
Yeah.
changed up. They almost like pick what they want to put out, which is like crazy.
Well, that's kind of weird.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what's going to happen with? I mean, Instagram's now talking that verification, like the blue check mark, you can now just pay $15 a month to have it, which that's insane too. Like you put all that work in to finally get verified, so you can actually start making money, and then it's like, all right, no, $15, since people can have it, and then it completely just makes it like it's almost cooler to not have it. It's just like, I don't want to be verified.
I don't know, man. Yeah, that's weird.
I don't know. We'll see where all that stuff goes. But I'm
That's
so
cool.
glad I'm done with that stupid challenge. Now I can just
Not
post
do it.
less. Yeah, but I do have some really good clips coming out that I will just post. I think posting on the weekends is the best time to do it. Like I'm gonna probably post 1 or 2 videos a week now instead of 5 to 7.
Yeah.
And there's almost no point in not posting on a Friday or Saturday because the hits are almost 10 times higher. If I get like
Really?
250 views, yeah, it's crazy. If I post something on the weekend, it's just way better. I can't even look.
I guess that's when people are available, you know?
Yeah, posting on the weekends is like the only time to really get a video to pop. It's the biggest one of the whole process is right now at 27,100 views, which is okay. This was really weird. I don't even know how this, yeah, we're at 1,279. So that would be 200 exactly for the most part. 199. I don't know why this pops up. When I go to the video I did on the meaning of life, which we're going to do an entire podcast episode or a section of an episode dedicated to that eventually, because I've been holding on to some of that content in my mind.
Scary.
Yeah, well, you have to be prepared for it. I almost jumped onto this episode today and I'm like, all right, Cole, you have no time to prepare. We're going to talk about the meaning of life at 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm just kidding. But when I go to that video that I posted, like what the meaning of life is, if you look at the search bar, it just automatically puts Joe Rogan in. I'm going to show it on the screen. So look, I'm going to scroll. This one just says, you see it says fine related content.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm going to swipe up to the meaning of life one and look what it says.
Huh.
It just says Joe Rogan.
Did you choose that?
Heck? No, I don't even think that's remotely related to. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know let's see if my hashtag. Let's say I put that as one of my hashtags. I don't think no, I did put it as one of the hashtags. Maybe that's why.
That's probably why then.
Yeah, because some of the information from Naval Ravikant was one of the ones that talked about some of that stuff. But yeah, that's kind of interesting. I was like, what the heck?
It is interesting.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay.
All right.
My fitness question.
Oh, perfect. Yep.
Always at the end of the pod. Always.
Is it about spring break?
No, of course not. We're not talking about that.
All right. Well, I can't answer.
Why would we ever talking about that?
All right. Which question?
Yeah. So we were at the gym today. We're becoming like gym people. Well, you've always been a gym person. I'm becoming a gym person, which is, I don't know how I feel about it yet, but I'm not a gym person, but I'm going to the gym.
Okay. Anyways. How long does it take to become a gym person if you're going to the gym? We'll figure out.
That's a great question.
When it feels like home.
Stop. Never again.
When I can take a dump.
That's funny. That's pretty good.
Sorry. I might leave that in, might take it out. I don't know. It's pretty funny, though.
I say leave it in. Oh, yeah. So, okay. We were doing some bench press, arm day, bench press stuff. And when I did it in high school, it was kind of emphasized to but just like have your 1 rep max day. Like whatever that is, that's your new whatever. And then he had a program that he did to help you like get it higher, basically. So I guess my question is, what do you think about 1 rep maxes? Do you think it's important to know? Do you think it's important to do? What do you think?
So Cole asked me this earlier, and he's like, "Do you want to answer it now or answer it later?" I was like, "Oh, I have tons of ways. It's a really good question because I have a lot of opinion.
Always thinking about
too.
The content, you know."
Yeah, it's really good. It's a good question. So the reason for knowing your 1 rep max is basically if you know someone's 1 rep max when creating a program, especially for a bunch of people, you just base the weight that they're going to utilize on a percentage of their 1 rep max.
That's it. Well, that's exactly what he did. Okay, so far so good.
Which is great. It's an easy way to do programming. It's an easy way to do programming. But when it comes to 1 rep max, it could be a slippery slope because I argue I don't do 1 rep maxes at the gym for percentages whatsoever. I don't. And this is not that there's anything wrong with them. I don't think someone that's been lifting and their lifting age is under the year of, I don't know, a year, 2 years, you should be doing a lot of 1 rep maxing because the risk is higher. What I typically do if I am going to do percentages programming is I'll have them do like a solid intensity double or a triple, and then, which is just safer. And then I will gauge it off that double or triple. So I don't know an absolute 1 rep max where they're, okay, you hit it. All right, you want to try for a heavier one and then you hit it. I don't really do a lot of that because the risk is just not worth the reward. If I'm going to do percentages, you'll do like a double or triple. I'm like, okay, well, we're going to guesstimate a little bit. We'll use that number. And you can even use, there's certain charts that you can use. If you can, let's say on a bench press, you can bench 135 for 3, like a good 3, but it was definitely really challenging. Then you could probably do like 145 for 2, maybe 155 for 1. So then you just kind of lowball it in a sense. Yeah. You just say, okay, well, your 1 rep max is 1. We'll say it's 150 or 145. And then you use those percentages and that's the way. So
that's fair. It's just a little safer approach, I guess.
Yeah. I'm just not a huge fan of 1 rep maxes, especially on certain lifts, if someone's training age isn't high enough to be able to put that much stress upon their body. Because if you haven't ingrained that pattern and all of a sudden you're like, all right, lift as heavy as you possibly can, the risk of an injury is going to be way higher or whatever. It's just, it's like,
it definitely makes sense. Yeah.
Yes. So I don't use them a ton. I'm more of a fan of like, all right, let's do a double or a triple. And we'll do those at the gym a decent amount after like certain programs. Like, all right, we're going to go for a heavy double. And I'll explain to them, there's a scale called the RPE scale. And it's RPE stands for rate of perceived exertion. So a 10 on the scale, so 1 to 10. A 10 means it was really, really hard and there's no way you could do another rep. And then a 9, it was just like, oh, that was like, there's a scale that I would kind of teach them. And it's like, all right, on this set, I want you to go for a triple. And then when they're done with the set, as long as they physically did the movement well, I'm like, all right, how hard was that? And like, oh, it was definitely a 10. There's no way I could do more. Or I was like, okay, I can maybe do 1 more. Then that's kind of like a 9. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then it's an easier gauge because when it comes to movement, especially like weightlifting, let's say an athlete, like a deadlift, if they do the deadlift well, physically, I can see they're moving well, but then like subjectively, it may have felt really heavy or really light. So you have to kind of let them, like, how does it feel versus like how I see it move? Because you can, how fast is the bar moving? So you kind of let them know. So I educate them on that too, because you need to know later on.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. What's like sorry, when you get into fitness stuff, I always just like take over the pod. Cole just
no, that's fine. I mean, this is kind of your shtick, and I'm here to help facilitate it, I guess, with the questions.
One of my, I guess I would say I have not notorious quotes that I use at the gym, but I have a handful of quotes that if you've been an athlete over the gym for, I don't know, probably usually like between at least 3 months, you'll know probably most of my quotes. And one of my new ones that I'm gonna throw in, and this is from Mike Boyle, and it is the truth, and it's something I need to say more of because I think athletes. The quote is not really a quote, but the job of a coach is to actually get rid of the coach. So like my job is essentially at a certain point, you don't need me there to do it. And it sounds like a bad idea to put yourself out of business, but if you have a really good coach, then you should be able to kind of know what you're doing on your own and perform it.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes with my athletes, I almost, not that I coach too much, but I'm a little too lenient on like, okay, I've told you this 10 times. Now at this point, you're just not trying to ingrain it or do it. So that's one of my new quotes out there is as a coach, the job is to get rid of the coach. And I'll even tell a story right now. I'll tell on the podcast. I have a group of football athletes. They're pretty young. They're like 9 and 10 years old. It's a full team. There's 16 of them. And we use the sleds over at the gym a decent amount. There's these sleds that it's a mat, and you have to take the weight and rope it up and then put the weight on and tie it down. And to put it on, the weight on, it's not really that hard. It's you put the strap through the hole, and then you lay the plate down, then you go under the clip and over the clip and you pull it tight. Like that's it. And those guys, their first day, I let them know it's really important to know how to do this. It's going to save us time, blah, 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 blah. And they did it the first day. And then I'll have athletes, and hopefully some of my athletes are listening, and they're like, oh, that's me. It's just kidding. But I'll have athletes, and I've showed them how to do it at least 5 times. Like literally like, all right, stand here, watch, let's do this. And then there's like, I forgot how to do it. And it's like, we just did it 2 weeks ago. It's just you not wanting to pay attention. And it's like, it's a simple beginning point of like, you need to know how to do it on your own in a sense. And sometimes I think I'm a little too lenient, or the board's behind you. And it's like, go read the board. How many reps are we doing? It's right there. Go read it.
Now you're just talking like a teacher. So.
Yeah, I know. And that's where and that's completely true is it's tricky at certain ages because you don't want to be the teacher that kids are like, he's mean or this is dumb. So that's why
but sometimes they need to understand that it's kind of ridiculous at a point if they have to ask this question again, you know?
Well, so what I'll do in that sense, let's say I try to break stuff down and be as, not complimentary. I try to be as understanding as possible in the situation of like in that situation for the most part. Sometimes I'm just not understanding. I'm like, look, I've showed you this 10 times. Like, just you need to figure it out. And what I'll tell them is sometimes in order to figure something out, the way that you do it is by making mistakes, and that's the fastest way to figure it out. And I think it's important. Like parents, for example, sometimes like with this football group, they'll come in and they'll be doing stuff, and they might not be doing like in a warm up, they may not be doing something perfectly correct, and I'll coach them on it. And the best way to learn sometimes is by actually messing it up and then learning from your mistakes. And I think, that's just one of my other philosophies or whatever. And I can go down a rabbit hole, but it's going to be boring, so I won't go down it. But yeah, that's mine.
All right. So what I'm hearing is we should do a 1 rep max for me next week.
Yeah. You haven't squatted in I don't know how many years, so we're going to go ahead and put a bar on your back, and let's just see if you can get up. We'll make sure you put the safeties in there, and 1 rep maxes, so we can write up programming.
That sounds great. Yes, I think I remember how much I kind of squatted a lot in high school. I feel like my legs were significantly stronger than my arms. Like significantly stronger.
It's what you want to. You shouldn't be benching more than you're squatting. If you're benching more than you're squatting, we got problems. If you've been in the gym for 6 months or more and you're benching more than you're squatting, then we need to focus a little more on that squat.
I just remember like the disparity between my bench and squat was crazy. Like I think in high school, my 1 rep max for bench, and this is just throwing out numbers, it's a complete guess, it was around 100 and something, 110, 115. Yeah. That was after I like worked on it and stuff. But then like squatting, it was like 220, 230. It was significantly more. And I don't know if that's normal or not, but it just felt, I was like, this seems crazy. I feel like I shouldn't be that different.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big jump. And I mean, when it comes to the bench and knowing your 1 rep max, and it's like, okay, you touch your chest, like, and then you press, like everyone knows the range of motion that qualifies as a bench 1 rep max. If you didn't get the bar all the way down, that it doesn't count. But with like a squat, I mean, it also like maybe you're doing so much of a different weight. Maybe you weren't squatting to parallel. I mean,
no, you're fine.
Yeah, that's also true.
Yeah, come on. Don't take that away from me.
What were you above parallel? Did you squat low enough, Cole?
No, remember they had the bench racks, the same height bench racks.
So, depending on your height, you may have just squatted like a quarter of a squat. The bar. Yeah, a quarter of a squat.
That's it. That's my fitness question. Hope you all learned something today.
Yeah, as I just rambled on about stuff that was probably everyone just like, and we're done with this episode. The past like 3 episodes when we just like we're just going. I feel like we kind of not that we go everywhere, but it's just
it's a little bit everywhere.
Yeah,
it's a little bit everywhere.
One overall topic. It's just like, all right, what topics do we have?
Well, and that's when you make the title one topic. Don't feel like you got to like make it all of our topics.
Yeah. And that's what I was, that's what I've been struggling with. I was like, all right, I got to pick one topic.
You pick the topic that's like in the middle of the episode so they get to it.
Yeah.
Don't pick the thing at the beginning.
I don't think I did that on the last one. I think I did the Marvel stuff first.
Yeah, I know. But now you're going to pick the 10,000 calorie challenge. This is all going to be in the episode too. So you're getting some insider.
Yeah.
I was going to say trading, but that is not the word.
All right, so the thumbnail is going to be 10,000. Cole eats
10,000 calories. Yep.
And then that's the thumbnail. And
that's the title and the thumbnail.
And then we put all the pictures of the foods that you ate, and that's the thumbnail. Boom. That's how you have to. It's so silly to have to do. That's how you do it.
Just lying to people.
So I try to make sure I don't lie, but
it's perfectly fine to kind of lie.
Yeah.
That's a lesson for you kids out there.
Well, this is how you lie on YouTube and get away with it. Is you put something like Cole eats 10,000 calories, right? And then I put question mark because did it? Yeah.
It's so you just got to be aggressive with it, and then reel it back in when it's not that aggressive.
Do they still have the trending? Is okay. I'm gonna go to the trending page on YouTube and let's see what the thumbnails are.
Is that a thing still?
I just found it it says trending over here on the side of it where I just clicked it. So
okay.
Right there now, it is. Here we go. So this is so relevant. Jake Paul holds back tears on show after loss. BS post-fight special. And then the thumbnail is him with his face way more beaten up than it actually was. And then it says, and it's got Logan Paul looking like disheveled, his brother. And it says, what's next? Question mark. See the question marks, dude. You got to ask the questions in the thumbnail.
I guess. Yeah.
Okay. So there's that one, which obviously one day ago, it has 500,000 views.
That's pretty crazy.
Mr. Laserbeam, I spent 10 million Roblox. That's a good one. Robux. Wow. Sorry. I can't read. Okay. And I don't.
Have you ever played Roblox?
No.
Neither have I. So I don't ever want to play that game.
I think it's a little beyond. I'm still looking at Peter Pan official trailer. So movie trailers would be pretty good, but I'm just looking at some of the other. Yeah. Russia. Oh, well, that's. Or this one. Was it Markiplier? How do you say his name? Markiplier? Yeah. Well, he doesn't have a thumbnail because all the big name guys don't have to create thumbnails because they're so cool. His just says, it literally says, need some help. And it doesn't have a question mark. It just says, need some help.
Yeah.
And that was one day ago with 2.9 million views.
That's Markiplier, dude. I mean,
which is crazy because he never randomly pops up on my For You, like not my For You page, if I'm just like swiping for a video to watch, but I'm not subscribed to him. So maybe that is why, but yeah, so all right, we got the thumbnails for the next episode. I actually have to do another thumbnail because I got to put the Marvel clip up too. I did the LeBron one, which was like 4 minutes long, so I took some out of that. So, yep, that's how you do YouTube. It's a lot of work. If you want to get into it, and you want to be a YouTuber, don't. I'm just kidding.
Hope you enjoyed our randomness as always. Yeah, come back next week.
Damn, come out next week, and there will be fitness
at the very end. It's always at the end. It'll never be at the beginning. Okay. It'll never be at the beginning. See you next week. Bye.